It's almost a cliche that you get a big bonus and go buy one of these. That's right, BMW's 6 Series, in this case the 650i with the twin-turbo motor. But I wouldn't have touched one with a 10-foot paycheck until they fixed the styling. And to my eyes, they did that. So let's get in and check the tech. Now, the 6 Series has always been a nice place to sit and be a rich guy, but I think even more so now. They've recast the cabin, and this is a signature BMW thing now. This fixed, very generous display that is mounted as if it was a pop-up, but it's not, and very high. In fact, the midline of that display is actually higher than the midline of your main gauges. And that screen is going to display a lot of base tech, as you can imagine, in a car of this tier. Navigation is standard, of course. Bluetooth hands-free is standard, even though BMW tends to nickel and dime you on certain tech. One of the technologies I like the best, though, is in that nickel and dime category. Make sure you get the Bmw Apps option for a cheap $250, allowing you to have Facebook, Twitter, streaming radio. It's really cool. It's iPhone only. It goes in this dock. See our BMW 328i video we just did for a complete tour of the connected stuff going on here and their apps integration. Without optioning, you get AM, FM, HD radio, optical CD slot right here, no DVD playback, as well as an aux jack. Now, to go beyond that basic setup of inputs and get better sound, you option premium sound. It's about $1,800. It gets you Logic 7 amplification and speakers. 7.1 is the arrangement, and you also then get USB plus iPod here in the console, as well as satellite radio with a year of activation. And if you want to go even further than that Logic 7 audio upgrade, go for that thing on the top. What looks like some kind of a little gun port about to shoot you. That's part of the Bang & Olufsen audio upgrade. $3,700 all by itself, part of an overall speaker array they say gives everyone in the car, no matter where you're sitting, equal sound dispersal. Now, this car is also loaded up with a lot of driving assistance you're seeing, like blind spot detection system and the lane departure warning. You can defeat those, obviously. This car is going to let you know if someone's in your blind spot, indicator right there in the mirror, or it's going to vibrate the wheel if you're drifting. Okay, now the real crowd pleasers. I saved the best for last. This is an optional technology here that puts a camera package to work. If I press it now while I'm sitting here still, I get kind of a fisheye cam. It's 2 cameras, but they're looking completely out left and right from the front of the vehicle. Then, of course, I've got the standard backup cam when I go in reverse. And check this out. I can also get an around view cam that shows sort of the God view of the car. The rear camera lives under a needlessly clever motorized trunk badge. I bet that'll be cheap to fix when it jams. Now, normally Luxo status cars like this are automatic transmission all the way, but this one bases with a 6-speed manual, even with that big hairy V8. That's unusual. You can option this 8-speed sport automatic with the paddles here on the wheel for no extra cost. 650i on the back end means a 4.4-liter V8 on the front end with direct injection and dual twin-scroll turbos. That does 400 horse and 450 foot-pounds of torque to get this 2-ton coupe up to 60 in a tick under 5 seconds, while delivering decent MPG of 1523 or 22 if you get the automatic. Keeping the burden on this powertrain low as possible are aluminum hood and doors, plastic fenders and trunk lid, and aluminum subframes front and rear. That 4,000-pound curb weight is actually something of a victory. The kind of power this car delivers is not violent. You could tune it that way if BMW chose to. With those kind of numbers, you certainly could. But instead, it comes on as this inexorable force. That fits the character of the car really well, I think. They've got this 8-speed automatic really well programmed where I'm not sure I'd ever go for a manual on this car. I think this is going to make you very happy. Now, the way these drive modes work, I describe them like this. Comfort Plus is a soft, cushy ride, at least by BMW standards, which isn't very soft and cushy at all. Comfort is normal. Sport is what you would expect. It'll tighten up the chassis, transmission, and accelerator behavior. And Sport Plus takes it one more level. It turns off track control and has all the sport settings. This car is really a joy to drive because it has so much power, which tends to erase weight, which it does have a fair amount of. But most importantly, perhaps, is BMW has almost entirely dialed turbo lag out of this engine. You never find it, at least not discernible on top of the automatic. There's a certain amount of vagary in an automatic gearbox, and you can't detect any turbo lag, at least I can't, beyond that bit of filtering. The driver assistance package also includes self-parking. Now, BMW carefully couches this feature in language that makes it clear they do believe purchasers of the ultimate driving machine do know how to drive and park. Okay, a 650i is not a cheap car, of course. 84 grand base with delivery. Here's what I'm not going to option to it to keep it well below 100, because that comes up pretty fast on this car. I'm going to skip the driver assistance package. I don't need the lane departure, the blind spot, the head-up display, all that stuff. Skip it. I'm also going to blow off the Bang & Olufsen sound at $3,700. I don't pay that for sound anywhere, let alone in a car. I will spend $250 on the Bmw Apps support, so it's just premium sound for $1,700 and apps for $250. That's a must-do if you're watching a video on this website.